So the actual video on this is going to be probably pretty boring because I'm just staring out the window of my car, but I'm on lunch, so I've only got a few minutes. So I was listening to a video from Nerdrotic, and it was titled something like Marvel Comics is a Joke, or Marvel is a Joke, something like that. But ostensibly, he's talking about an article from Rich Johnson about a comic store owner who has ordered 500 copies of the New Warriors, because he feels that since it's had so many views, he's bound to make sales. So he's got these 500 issues, and he figures that people are just going to come running in to take a look at the series that they've heard so much about. And this may be true. There is the old saying, there is no such thing as bad publicity, right? So it could well be that lots of people are going to go in and get it. And that, frankly, wouldn't entirely surprise me, because I think that it's going to be an issue of people wanting to see the train wreck, right? You go by, you have to turn the head, you have to see the disaster that's unfolding in front of you. And I can see that maybe happening. But I think that there is a particular aspect of this that he did not cover in his video that I think is more important for the industry as a whole. So back when I had a business, you would never implement a plan, and you would never start a new project or a promotion without having everybody ready for the increase. Why? Because as the numbers increase and you get a lot more customers coming in for a particular thing, if you don't have the capability of providing that thing, whether it be a good or a service, at a reasonable level of quality, all you're doing effectively is increasing the number of people that will never again try your product. So when you decide to order 500 issues of something that is going to be a train wreck, and who knows, it might be great, but odds are it's going to be a train wreck. That store owner may be doing great for that week or 2 weeks worth of sales because he's going to sell a ton of those comics. He might not. Who knows? Let's take for granted he's going to sell a ton of those comics. So he sells a ton of those comics that week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But everybody that takes that away is going to read it and go, this is total crap. This is total trash. There's no way I'm going to freaking buy any more of these because it was just a waste of $4.99 or whatever the cost might be. So now what you have done effectively is that store owner, while he has sort of made a fair bit of money that week in the short term, in the long term, he's basically just convinced up to 500 people that comics as an industry and as a product are a joke, and that they're not worth going back for, and that all they're good for is to mock and laugh at and make fun of. So I think that's the bigger point, is that when you're doing these things, you have to look at the long-term effect. You have to say, is this good for the industry? Is it good for my business? Not necessarily just next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but is it going to be good for my business, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the road? Is it going to help build business? Because are those people now going to come back and say, wow, that was really great. Do you have anything else like it? Do you have other similar properties? Do you have something that's interesting that's along the same line that I'd like to try maybe, right? Those people aren't going to be coming back and asking that. They're just going to throw it in the garbage and go, yeah, that was absolutely terrible. So this is one thing that I think far too many, and it's not just comic owners, it's business owners in general, but far too many people forget to think about. They only want that high dollar line this week, this month. They're never looking to how their current actions are going to play out over the course of months and years. So that's something that I think that Gary could have probably touched on a little bit more. But there you go. So those are my thoughts on it.